flying along. It is a great day. Sun is shining. Sky's blue here in the Byron Shire. But I tell you what, it has been probably one of the more stressful days of my year. And it is the most, it is the largest of first world problems. I'm absolutely cognizant of that. But I've got to tell you a little story and then talk a little bit about just some shared experience. So for those of you that know, my books, yesterday my mantra was, my books arrive today. My books arrive today. That was the mantra. And I had been a little bit antsy all week, as anyone is when a significant delivery is coming. You are constantly checking the tracking and seeing if it's updating and is it moving and pinging from this depot to that depot. And, it left McPherson's printers in Maryborough, and then it got to Sydney, and then it was just sitting in Sydney ever since Monday. The books were sitting in Sydney ever since Monday. And I have a book party tomorrow here, a little book launch in my local shire in Brunswick Heads. And I obviously do have the mantra, you can't have a book launch without books. So I definitely didn't want to have 40 or 50 people of my community coming along and not having there just be no books there. It would just seem very odd. Facebook user says, you're epic. I wish I knew who it was, but sorry, my software doesn't tell me who it is, but hello to you. And so I was getting a bit concerned. I'd spoken to my local post office man, Vinny, in Brunswick Heads on Tuesday. He said, everything should be right. It looks as if it's coming on one of those big tailgate trucks because it's 240 kilos worth of books, 500 copies. So don't worry that it's not updating. I said, yep, that makes sense. Fair enough. And then got to the next day. Hey there, Alistair. Then got to Wednesday. I called Vinny again. I said, Vinny, I know I'm a bit controlling, but just help me out a bit more. He said, look, here's the number. Well, I think is the number for the Lismore depot. But I called that number. See if they can give you any answers. But that number was like constantly engaged. It was like the Star Trek number. And then kind of got to Thursday. I called Vinny again. He said, I just think you just need to talk to a real person at head office. So, when you call those big companies and like there's no real way to speak to a real person, everything's automated. So you kind of have to put your keypad into a bit of a panic. You have to cause the AI or the computer on the other end to go in a freak out mode. So, you start pressing, I was pressing like #0*#0*, any number that was not a number of an option, until he goes, oh my gosh, this guy's freaking me out. And the computer says, I'll transfer you to a real person. And I then was talking to a real person yesterday in a little bit of a flap. I said, look, I'm just calling for an update. Here's a tracking number. Her name was Haley. She was very nice. And Haley said, oh, there's an investigation on your package. And that is not what you want to hear. She comes in, she comes back, she says, I've had a look, there's some photos of your books here. There's been some damage to some of the books. And I'm like, no worries, that's fine. Can you please just send them, please, send them. And I said, I don't care. Like, I only need, there's 500 books. I only need like 50 or 60 for this launch. Just do whatever you can to send them. She says, I'll escalate it. I'll get an investigator onto it for you. They're called investigators. Because this case, what I learned was the books arrived in Sydney on Monday. And they realize there are a couple of damaged boxes. And then so they pop it onto they pause the delivery and they put it on a case list for the investigators. Now, this naturally, they didn't know that they were books for a book launch on Saturday. So the books are sitting there, the case is there, and no one's attending to the case. And so then she said, look, I'll pop it in there. I'll escalate it for you. Call back by 3 o'clock. Well, I'm a bit antsy. I called back at about 1 o'clock. And I spoke to another person. It might have been Grace. Her name was Grace. I was driving back from Brisbane to home. Grace, escalated it again. I said, Grace, how far can we escalate this? And she said, well, critical is when we need to deliver organs, but urgent, we can escalate it to urgent. I said, Grace, can you please escalate it to urgent? I need an investigator to go, yes, let's send this on. Because the people at head office, the people answering the phone, they can't let it go. So I spoke to Grace. She escalated to urgent. I hadn't heard back a couple of hours later, so I called again. I spoke to Santiago. Santiago said, look, it's still urgent. We're going to get it for you, mate. We're going to get this. And then I get a call, and the woo-woos amongst you will love this. Then I get a call from the investigator. I'm about to go into Byron to see Margaret Tay, my wonderful chiropractor. It's 3:45, and this investigator called AJ calls me. Now, for those of you that don't know, and not many people would, my grandma, my late grandma, my dad's mum was called Elma Jean Pierce. We called her AJ. AJ calls me, and I reckon AJ is Indian, and I love the Indian accent. It's just so calming for me. I just love it. And AJ, I'm not going to even attempt to put the accent on, but AJ says, Marcus, my brother wrote a book, and I remember all those books arriving at his driveway. And if you have a book launch on Saturday, you cannot have a book launch without books. Marcus, I will make sure those books get on the overnight truck to Lismore. And I said, AJ, I'll drive to Lismore in the morning and pick them all up. And AJ says, Marcus, I will make sure they get on the overnight truck to Lismore. And this was at about 3:45. I was like, oh, so, you melt when you get this relief. And I could tell Sarah, and I tell the publisher, and I'm like, yep, okay. AJ's onto it. And I go to the chiro. I miss a call back from AJ. He's now like my personal concierge. And AJ says, AJ calls me back, leaves a message. I said, AJ, I've got 4 young kids. I'm sometimes here, there, everywhere. Can you just leave a message if you call? Because I know I can't call back on a direct line. And AJ calls me back like an hour later. Marcus, I've popped a note in with the Sydney office, told them it's mission critical. Get on that truck to Lismore. And I went to call back. I spoke to Sunat, I think her name was. I said, Sunat, I'm just calling to say thank you to AJ. She says, I'll pop a note on your file that you say thank you to AJ. And I then helped Tommy go to sleep last night. It's 7:15. I know Star Trek, they take calls till 7:30. The inner certainty person in me that I want to go to bed knowing that they're going on the truck. I'm like, I've just got a call. It's 7:15. I call, girl called Phoebe. I do the panic buttons, I've been doing these panic buttons all day when all of the options hit 1 for this, 2 for that, 3 for that. I'm like 0 hash star 0 hash star 0 hash star until it freaks out. It's like, okay. Just don't be mean to us. Don't use discriminatory language when you're on our call. But here we go. We're going to pass you through to someone. Spoke to a girl called Phoebe. And it's 7:15. I said to Darby, who was desperate for me to read him a story, and he was absolutely knackered. He's just playing with a game. And I'm talking to Phoebe going, Phoebe, can you just read for me the latest status update on my case? And she says, I can see here that Sydney have put it on a truck to LIS. She's like, that must be the code. And I'm like, that's Lismore. That's Lismore. The books are on their way to Lismore. I was like, Phoebe, you rock. And she's like, okay, you weirdo. Yep, we rock. And I'm like, you guys have been amazing all day. Santiago and AJ and Phoebe and Haley and Sukan and Grace and everyone else. And I go to bed last night thinking, all right, they're on the truck to Lismore. Deep breaths. Wake up this morning, get up, 5:30, go to the cafe, Footbridge in Bruns, where the book launch is tomorrow. See Cam, because I'd gone into Cam yesterday in a bit of a panic on Cam. This is going a little bit pear-shaped here. May not be having the book launch tomorrow. And he's like, man, relax. Cam's a legend. He's like, dude, it'll work out. Susan Dean, publisher, she's like, I know it'll work out. I have trust. And in the drama, don't you find that often your trust and your faith can decline below rational thresholds? So part of my lesson for today is in the drama, you got to have good people around you. And my story gets topped off this morning when Bronnie, not Bronnie Ware, Bronnie, my fairy godmother from Star Trek in Lismore, calls me to say, Marcus, we have your books. Would you like to come and pick them up, or would you like us to deliver them for you? And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I'm really torn because I've literally got on my thing today. I've gone, pick up books, Lismore, pick up books. And I was like, Bronnie, I don't know whether to be the control freak or whether to just trust in the process. I said, Bronnie, tell me what to do. She said, Marcus, the books will be at your house between 1 and 3 p.m. this afternoon. I said, Bronnie, I love this. I said, just tell me what to do if I start panicking that the books aren't here. She said, you don't have a direct number to call back, but I will give you my mobile. I said, Bronnie, I promise I won't annoy you. And I thank you so much for your local support. Like now I'm talking to a local. They're an hour down the road. I'm like, oh, I feel so good. So moral of the story is, well, the good news for me is the book launch will have books, and I'll be able to celebrate with locals tomorrow with books that are going to arrive between 1 and 3 today. She said if the truck breaks down on the side of the road, the driver will call. You can come and meet him on the side of the road and pick up a few boxes. So drama for me is a really interesting thing because generally speaking, I am quite cool under pressure. I can run big wellness summits, and yes, I'll get narky, and you can see the adrenaline in me and all of the rest of it. But I would like to think that over the course of drama, I can be humane. I can treat people as individuals. I know it wasn't Phoebe or Haley or Santiago or AJ that had to bear the brunt of my fear, which is all ego-driven, mind you. And I do talk about this in the book. I got you pull-up banner yesterday. Can you see that in the background? That's just a little bit of it. If I do this, you can see a nice big, there you go. There's the pull-up banner, which we'll have tomorrow. But I write in the book, is the book in here? Where is the book today? Oh, I'm a little bit loose today. Maybe the book, I've left it somewhere. Anyway, so the one copy, is the one copy in there? There it is. There's the one copy. So I write in the book about spiritual practices, and spiritual practices often are seen as a luxury item when things are going well. Like we just think they're a luxury item. So I'm going to share with you, lesson 4 in spirit is not all spiritual practices are created equal. So in it, I do a ladder of spiritual practice. And on that ladder, I have sleep, breath, prayer, gratitude, meditation, and mindfulness. And this is a lot easier to read than to hear. But I have sleep, breath, and prayer as a state of being. I have gratitude, meditation, and mindfulness as a state of doing. Now, there is a bridge where those doing actions are being actions. So being grateful. A lot of people are in the gap of just doing gratitude rather than being grateful. A lot of people are stuck in the trap of doing meditation rather than living meditatively. And a lot of people are stuck in the trap of doing mindfulness rather than being mindful. Audiobook has been done. If that is a Facebook user, Alistair Mills, yes, it has been done. There is a bit of a rule with Audible and Amazon. They need to see this book available for up to 28 days before it's available as an audiobook. It might be available if anyone wants to go and check Audible or Apple Books, but there's like a 28-day approval process. Anywhere between 1 and 28 days, the audiobook becomes available once the ebook or the real book is up. So under times of stress, the best checklist to go through is, am I prioritizing sleep? Am I breathing out of my chest or my shoulders, or am I breathing out of my belly? What's the text box program at the bottom of the video? What's the text box program at the bottom of the video? Drama. This software that I'm on is called Restream, if that's a question. So sleep. So under stress, okay? But this is something that ideally we do all the time, but under stress is the perfect time to check in. Am I prioritizing sleep? So I went to bed last night at 9 o'clock. I was cooked. Mentally and emotionally. So I woke up in Brisbane. I'd been doing some work with Positive Real Estate, drove home, in an ideal world, expecting to either drive home to a garage full of books or drive home, have lunch, and then the books arrive and we go, oh, this is so nice. But I drove home having, already been on the phone to Star Trek 3 times, stressed out that was I going to have to email everyone going, book launch cancelled. Like I'd had the email, I had the subject line in my head and I was like, oh no, really? So coming back to the ladder of spiritual practice, last night, a good night's sleep was pivotal. And thankfully, I'm someone that when the shit is hitting the fan, I can look at I can just fall asleep. I'm genuinely quite, thankfully, good at falling asleep. Breathing often goes to the crapper when we're under stress. We breathe out of here rather than out of our diaphragm. So if you just look at me side on, okay, hopefully I don't move too much from here, because I'm breathing out of my diaphragm. That's an art. It's really important to learn how to breathe. Really important to learn how to breathe. Shallow breathing is done out of the chest and the shoulders. If you're breathing like this, That's where things like meditation and mindfulness can really help, and really mastering the art of breath work. And that can be a Wim Hof. I just like deep diaphragmatic breathing, holding a hand over my chest, hand over my belly, and just practice breathing out of my belly. There's a balloon in your belly, and you want to blow that balloon up. And that's really difficult when you're under stress. So it's a muscle that is relatively atrophied for a lot of us. It's small. We don't know how to do it. We're so used to breathing out of our chest, and we've got to learn how to breathe out of our belly. Belly breathing, particularly under stress. Then we come down to prayer. Now, prayer and gratitude have a lot of similarities, but really, gratitude is the most common form of prayer. And I talk about that in the book, where when people pray, being grateful is one of the most popular topics of prayer conversation, so to speak. Then you've got family and the health of family and friends and so on. So sleep, breath, and prayer. And are you doing these under stress? And then gratitude, meditation, and mindfulness. And so when we talk about having a spiritual practice, there's your checklist: sleep, breath, prayer, gratitude, meditation, mindfulness. You don't have to check them all off, okay? I am far bigger into living meditatively rather than having a meditation practice. I do love lying down, listening to the soundtrack of the Shift movie. Hey, Nikki Thompson. Mwah! Love and hugs to you, sweetie. Hope you are fabulous. But I do love to lie down, listen to the Shift instrumental music, and just peace out. But I do mention the great Dalai Lama quote here in the book, and that is that sleep is the best meditation. So my thing is, I don't care if you meditate twice a day. If you're having terrible sleep, I do believe your priority is sleep, not meditation. It's almost like look at a newborn. Like, honestly, a newborn is the perfect teacher of stress response, stress management, and spiritual practice. When a newborn is born, they sleep a whole lot more than they're awake. 18, 20 hours a day is sleep. And they are breathing, sleeping and breathing, like they're the top of the tree. Top of the tree. This is epic. You're so kind. Sleep, breath, prayer, sleep, breath, prayer, gratitude. All right. So there's a bridge. If I was doing a workshop right now, I'd have this ladder. Sorry, I hate it when people books up. But anyway, I don't know, that way. There's a ladder. Sleep. Can you see that? Sleep, breath, prayer. Then there's a bridge, gratitude, meditation, and mindfulness. I have on the side there state of being, state of doing. I have one as timeless and one that is time stamped. When I say time stamped, it's like I'll meditate for 20 minutes. Because living meditatively is more timeless. I'll write in my gratitude and do 3 gratitudes a day. It's not bad. I mean, I do this as well, right? I'm going to write 3 gratitudes, whereas the act of being grateful is timeless. So there's a bridge between doing and being. Often we start at doing, and then as we get older, more mature, more masterful, we become more of a human being rather than human doing. But I think, in our younger years and even in our older years, but we fall into this habit of human doing and thinking that if we just do more, we'll be more. But it's often when we be more, we then have the bandwidth to do more, as heavy as that might be getting. So drama, guys, it's okay to partake in the drama a little bit. I was, again, I'm part of the leadership team at Positive Real Estate, and we had a leadership meeting all day Wednesday, and we brought up this, you guys are probably going to know it better than I am, a drama triangle. I think it's from Brené Brown. Here it is. Anyway, so when we're kind of in, what do we call it? Dreaded. Is it dreaded? I'm just going to bring this up so I can see it off my screen. How to escape the dreaded drama triangle. I think this is Brené Brown. Apologies if I'm not attributing it to the right person, but in the drama sequence, we're either the persecutor, the rescuer, or the victim. And often in drama times, like yesterday, it very much could have gone into victim mode. Thankfully, I really don't have a big victim bone in my body, but I knew it could have gone to that point. When we're more in our exceptional self and we are sleeping and we're breathing through things and we're grateful and we're praying and we're living meditatively. If I said to you the empowered dynamic, as I read off this image here, is creator, challenger, and coach. Creator, challenger, and coach. They are far more inspired. They are far more self-led. Whereas persecutor, victim, and rescuer is drama, drama, drama. I want to say Marsha, but I'm saying drama, drama, drama. So I think it's really important that we identify under stress what triangle are we living out of. And sometimes we just get sucked into the vortex of the drama and we forget about being empowered. So again, empowered, creator, challenger, coach, drama, persecutor, victim, rescuer. So are you the coach or the rescuer? If you're rescuing sick puppies, that might feel really noble every now and again, but at some point it's time to coach people through certain scenarios. Are you the victim or are you the creator of your life? And are you challenging someone healthfully, or are you the persecutor? Do this, do that. You suck at this, you suck at that. That's like a persecutor. You know, it's like an oppressor. It's like a demonizer. It's a tyrant. Like, you can see there's lots of different words we could put in here, but we've got to recognize, where are we living the majority of our life out of? At times we're going to slip into drama. If you're living in drama, challenge is to ascend into an empowered life. Dare I say it, an exceptional life. So folks, I hope you've enjoyed this today. I'm going to put the little pre-order up. Thank you so much to everyone that's been on. I think Alistair Mills has enjoyed our chat today. I saw a note from Craig. Where is that? Craig Hucker, Morning Marcus, book is ordered. That is very kind of you. And Craig, I'm so sorry. I actually thought I saw your name come up on an order the other day. So I promise you it wasn't some sneaky marketing NLP. Craig Hucker, thanks for your order. And, and I just thought you'd ordered. Sorry. So please, I hope you didn't order, because I said that you ordered and then you wanted to be consistent with the identity that I'd communicated over Facebook. So when I saw your order come through, I was like, huh? What? I literally thought you'd ordered yonks ago. So anyway, thank you for your order. If you're watching this and you haven't ordered, today is the last day. I'm taking pre-orders. After that, there will be delivery charges, and I'm sure I'll still sign the books. I'm just looking forward to this pick, pack, and send process. Like, is it going to become such a time drain that I'm going to be like, I'm sick of it, I've had enough? Or will I really enjoy? I always remember an episode of The Simpsons when I was like literally probably 14. And there's an episode with the Beatles, and Ringo Starr is in his office and he's literally replying to every single note of fan mail. And I don't know, it's funny the memories you have, but I've always thought that if I was ever in a similar situation, I would always personalize my responses. And I attempt to do that a lot with emails and messages and notes in here and the rest of it. But I've always remembered, I don't remember much of The Simpsons. I remember three things. I remember Homer giving Marge a bowling ball because he liked it. And I talk about that a lot in marriages. Like, don't give people what you like, whether that's in love languages or gifts or whatever it is. I always remember the Michael Jackson episode, Lisa and Michael Jackson singing Happy Birthday, Lisa, or was it Bart singing it? And I always remember Ringo Starr signing all of those things personally. It's funny what you remember, isn't it? It's just like your first childhood memory. You can't really control these things. It's just, what is it that comes up? I think it's, all good. Thanks, Craig. Yeah. All right, guys. Many thanks again for your support. I now really go into the phase of discomfort, and that is marketing machine. That is I've got some videos that are being created, and there's 60 quote cards that are going to be shared on social. And apologies not the right word. It's a bit of sorry, not sorry. I know it's a necessary evil for one of those things that I will be on your feed a whole lot more, but I have learned, having spoken to a number of people that are very good at social media and they do it very well, that if you are here to share your love and advice, as Dr. John DeMartini reminds me, you go on social media to share your love and advice. And if we can get in front of a post, get before a post that is going to put you more into comparing and upsetting and toxic thoughts and the rest, if we can interrupt that pattern as people sharing love and advice that we think is worth sharing, then that's our role in the social media landscape. Nikki Thompson, you are an angel. Thanks for your order. Look forward to sending it to you. I've got a little surprise, guys, that I've created for everyone that's pre-ordered. I'm not telling you because I'm so tempted to tell you, but I'm not. It's not massive. It's just a nice little surprise that I'm putting in the envelope. So I look forward to sending you them. Bear with me if it takes a little bit longer to come along to get your book. But I would really like to say that I'm sending them on Monday. I've got to go to Brisbane on Monday afternoon, but I'm really looking forward to sending them on Monday morning. That will mean I've had this romantic weekend where my kids help me as I put about 300 books or more in envelopes, and I do all that mail merging of the bulk orders, which you send through Australia Post online, and they spit out an invoice and you pay it and they give you the labels, and then I stick them on and I put the books in and I sign each one, and it's just wholesome and the kids get involved. Is that right? Is that how it's going to be? Let's see. We'll find out. Debbie, thanks, Marcus. Looking forward to receiving my book. Enjoy signing all the copies. Acknowledgement of your fabulous achievement. Thank you, Debbie. I really want to get down to Melbourne and have a little book party down in Melbourne with Damo and the Melbourne tribe. So, Debbie, if we can make that happen, I'll definitely let you know. It'd be great to see you in person. I've been in person at a conference last couple of days, and I'm telling you, folks, there's nothing better than in person. I'm definitely gun shy of doing anything too big in person. Sarah Cannon, yes, pre-order is open till the end of today because I want to start. So yes, pre-order is still open. I need to send to, Australia Post, my business. They do the online stuff. So I send them an Excel spreadsheet online of all of the orders, and then they charge me for all of that postage, and then they give me the labels. So if you do it, ideally if you do it now-ish or by lunchtime, I've actually said till 11:59 p.m. tonight, but that doesn't really work because I want to get all those labels back from Australia Post. Anyone here that has a business where you do this, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's new to me. So Sarah, if you do want to order, it would be a lot easier if you ordered before midday, let's say. Books are arriving between 1 and 3 today, folks, so I'd love to start doing it this afternoon. That would be great. I'll watch the footy tonight, just signing books and popping them in envelopes. That's going to be my life for a little while, I think, which I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, we're still going, Pete. It's a long one this morning, but I am about to wrap up. I think I've been wrapping up for about 10 minutes. I just shared the drama, Pete, of books not arriving yet, but they are being delivered today, about 24 hours to the hour before the book launch. So that's all right, as long as they get here. Hey, so I've just shared the story about community and dealing with stress. Is there a reason why I have a little sty on my left eye? Is there something I haven't been seeing? Don't know. But anyway, folks, love and hugs to you all. Mwah. Any questions, just drop a comment in, and I look forward to connecting with you. I look forward to sending you your books. I look forward to, can the first signing go live? Someone did ask me that. I feel so awkward about this. Do you really want me to get my nephew or someone to do a Facebook Live at the book party tomorrow? Can I just set up a tripod and have it still? Is that okay, so that I don't have someone roaming around? Because that just might be a bit awkward. But I think I can very easily set up a tripod and just have it like that. This won't be manned, I don't think. So I'll write that down right now. Tripod, Facebook Live. Okay, I'll do that. Tripod, Facebook Live, or Facebook Live. Okay, the launch. All right, if you think it's a good idea, I'll do it, and I'll just leave it there, and you'll vote with your feet or your scrolling or however it works, as I say. Rubber gold ring on the side. That's right, Debbie. That's right. My wedding ring is still in the ocean in Noosa somewhere. It's been there for 5 years or so. If anyone finds it, let me know. But I'm 40 in August, so I said to Sarah the other day, I think my 40th would be a great time to put a ring back on that finger. I just don't want to just lob into a jewelry store and buy a ring. I need a story behind it. I need a story, some meaning. Thank you for the reminder. Gold ring. I think I did it with Sarah's engagement ring, all that time ago. It's another thing to write down. Thank you. If I don't write it down, it won't happen. Still forget how to spell those things. Gold ring. Thank you so much. This is great. Geez, I should do longer Facebook Lives. All these things come up. All right, guys. I lost my wedding ring too at soccer. Yes, well, as long as you've got the marriage. The marriage is more important than the wedding ring, but it's a nice signifier, isn't it? I always felt awkward without it on. Still feels awkward. All right, guys. I'm going to go. I'm going to go and buy some grog for the launch tomorrow. Now that I know it's happening, I'm only getting local grog, buying from locals and local food. If any of you are local, I don't think any of you are, but if you are, you're welcome to drop in tomorrow. Facebook, Footbridge Cafe, 4 till 6, Brunswick Heads tomorrow. I can lend you my ring for my first marriage. Oh, Pete, that's too funny. Thank you, guys. Organic grog. Yeah, totally. There's a good Tempranillo that my local food and wine shop Lou has, and that's it. All right, good organic local grog. All right, folks. Mwah. There'll be a slab of Wandana, a slab of Stone and Wood, and a slab of the Paul Hogan Brunswick Heads beer, and some good wine, good food, good people, good times. All right, guys. Love and hugs to you all. Fabulous Friday, and I'll Facebook Live the launch tomorrow. And love and hugs to you all. Thanks again for your support. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.